Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. And I don't think that G2 has, I think, had the time to had much more depth to their map pool, which I think is probably their hardest problem right now. We have maps that some of these players have never played before, right? If you were thinking about Ancient, Anubis, even Vertigo wasn't that played as much as it is now when it's becoming like a staple map on the scene. So G2 is going a little bit more in their comfort zone when it comes to the maps as they've known that on the leadership side, they have a lot of experience. And so I don't think much has changed in a couple of weeks. I think we're going to go into comfort picks, comfort bans here. I would be very surprised if we get something out of the left field.
Oof, okay, well, speaking of left field, it's time for the vetoes and the picks that we're going to have up on your screen. Steph, let's stay with you. I want you to talk about if these are the typical choices or, you know, is it more left field, like you said?
Actually, I would have expected a little bit of overpass ban from G2, so I do feel that they're wanting to start playing this map. Or they just felt like they were just absolutely dominated on Ancient, like we mentioned earlier. 16-2, they just don't want to repeat of Ancient versus Panda. So they were like, oh, you know what? I'd rather gamble Overpass. We have more experience on this than Ancient. So I think that's kind of what happened. Permanent ban on Panda, nothing new here. And I think Mirage is a comfortable map for G2, but unfortunately, it's also a very good map for Pandas. So this is definitely a veto one by Pandas, but it's just a lack of depth from G2. I don't think there was any way they could have won this veto header. I don't know if that's what you think.
Yeah, like you said, yeah, I think they're still building the pieces. I think the Overpass pick, it looks very interesting to me here. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Ooh, something worth mentioning as well, we've already touched on ESL Impact, and now we're coming into Gamers Without Borders. The support, the camaraderie between the women in the CSGO scene has been absolutely phenomenal up to this point and really sets the standard for a lot of the pros who are up and coming in the scene. So let's keep that as it is, because I'm really enjoying it and we're loving to see the support either online or when you see the teams kind of coming together in this scene. Perfect. Let's keep that up. So before we dive into our first match, I would like to quickly ask you both about your predictions, although from what we've spoken about up to this, or what we've spoken about, sorry, up to this point, I feel like you're both leaning towards 9 Pandas. Am I right?
Yeah, you know, Banks is a first for everything, and this is the first time that I am probably not picking Juliana, Zaz, and Krasi to win a match. I just think Dan Pandas has looked so good together. This roster, the core has been together for about 4 years now, off and on. They're building the pieces. They're looking really strong. They've made it to ESL Impact LAN. I'm liking what I'm seeing from 9 Pandas today.
Ooh, Miss Harvey, are you feeling the same? I saw you nodding.
A little bit. Unfortunately, I have to echo exactly everything that Eder said regarding G2 and 9 Panda situation, especially if you think about a year ago, I think 9 Panda was playing Valorant full time, and we saw their progression really dramatically change in the last couple months. They are right there at the top with the others. Well, I think G2 is kind of in the same boat, but they're going to need a couple more months to get there.
Ooh, well, the predictions are in. We've met our competitors. Now it's time for only one more thing. It is time to meet your casters for your first quarterfinal of the day. So we're going to hand it over to Nari Mizuki and Tom Pickering to bring us in. Take it away, guys.
Well, thank you very much there, Banks. I'm super excited for this matchup, and I will have to echo what both of our fantastic analysts were saying. But first, Sam, how are you doing?
I'm super hyped, right? Exactly the same. I've been waiting for the opportunity to get to cast G2 in this new form that they've taken on. We spoke about how, you know, the main core 3 players have been around forever. Giuliano, right? World champion in 2 different games. Absolute mega star. So really excited to get to dive into them and see how they've progressed from Impact. We've said there was a little bit of a hiccup there. So maybe between then and now, there've been some much needed improvements.
Well, talking about improvements, obviously, yeah, it's a fresh lineup from G2, players coming back in from Valorant and wherever else. There's also a player who, like, this is their first real time getting a chance at official matches. It's going to be really exciting to see how they do. But what are your predictions? What do you come in here thinking is going to happen?
Do you know what? I want to be that voice of chaos. I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to back Giuliano, Zaz, and Cray because they are exceptional. They've proven time and again that they can be the absolute best. So I'm actually going to stick this to G2. I know that 9Pandas won the veto, so maybe it'll be like a 2-1 and not a 2-0. But I'm going to put my back in behind my girls. I think they got this one.
Before the broadcast, I was definitely full on thinking that 9Pandas were going to be able to smash this out of the park. But with it being, you know, Mirage and Overpass, these are two maps that Zaz and Giuliano could come through and carry heavy for their team, well, and open up opportunities for the rest of the squad. So I'm definitely sort of sitting there in the middle. I'm going to go with you. We'll do casters versus analysts on this. We'll be the G2 crew on this front. So I mean, what about players? Who are we watching out for here?
Okay, well, we've waxed lyrical about the G2 players, so let's give some love to the 9Pandas players, because there are, again, some crazy good players on this roster. Fatal, right? Elizabeth, Victoria. There is so much talent. We spoke about how they've played Valorant previously, but they came back to Counter-Strike. This is their home ground. This is where they absolutely shine. And you can even see it in, like, their KDs. I think most of them are, like, above 1.0 KD. It's unreal how good these ladies have been. Okay, Victoria, the headshot percentage is a little bit lower, but that's because she's going to be the AWPer. You don't need to hit the head when you have that gun in your hands. You just have to, well, be somewhat accurate, and she's pretty damn accurate with it. So really looking forward to seeing how that's going to match up against the G2 ladies again here today.
Yeah, they've all been looking fantastic. I mean, Tati has obviously been the most experienced player on their squad. I'm excited to see what she's going to be able to do coming into here, because if she's not able to obviously be there for her team, there's going to be a lot of, I guess, like empty areas that obviously the squad like Fatal and Elizabeth are going to have to fill in for. So hopefully it's not going to come down to having to depend on one player. But if it does, I think Tati's going to be that player on their side. I mean, she's the opener for their squad. She's going to be the one trying to open up the sites, get those entry kills, coming through. Some of her nade placement in some of the games I've been watching throughout Impact has been really solid as well. So I'm excited for them. Obviously, you mentioned Victoria, her orphan as well has been on point. There has been points where I'm a little bit worried about that, but on the other side, oh, we might be able to actually dive right into game. But on the other side, AWPers on G2. I mean, that's Giuliano, but she's mainly been using, well, the AK.
Yeah, I suppose it becomes situational. You've got to really weigh up the pros and cons and seeing exactly when is going to be the right time to whip that out. So looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Because again, I mean, she's also one of those players who's kind of a carry. Between her and Zaz, they're going to be the ones really putting up numbers, really putting up multi-kills. So you got to weigh that up. Do you go for the AWP for the potential of maybe 1 or 2 shots, or do you go AK and you just get like 4 kills around?
Well, we're going to be diving into the action here on Mirage, the first map. The execution's already coming through over towards the A site. Shots going to be ringing through. Kisu's unable to hit those shots right off the bat. Not exactly what you want to be seeing. The aggressive push coming in from Zaz towards jungle at the moment. No death between the players. Fatal, the first one to take any damage. The bomb goes down. 9Pandas going to have to go in for the retake here. Victoria's in a good counter position. If she can swing out and get the skill, it'd be great, but Zaz definitely has the advantage in this, but she's going to be swinging over towards the CT position, going in for the backstab, and that's going to be not read by the opposition as well. Fatal going straight up. Giuliano's going to make up presence known. P250 in hand. Gets a couple of shots off, some damage as well. Zaz going to be looking to go in for the swing out towards the players on this site, and they're going to be destroying Victoria. Is going to be able to get a trade off, but the bomb has been defused in the smoke. G2 got the bomb down, got the extra cash in the bag, but Pandas, they're ninjas at heart.
Oh, that came down so much to timing. Like, I love G2's positioning there, right? You have Zaz lurking all the way through their spawn, trying to come up behind them to deny that defuse from coming through, but she's too slow. And the few players that are still on site aren't able to get anything done. They're busy being contested by the other 9Pandas players. So this was a really good retake to keep G2 busy and allow that to happen.
Yeah, we barely even noticed it happening. Elizabeth pushes into mid, gets the first kill, has to back off, tag down to 56. Giuliano going down that early isn't going to be making them very happy. 3 Galils, Mac 10, decent amount of utility considering their situation. Victoria's going to be peeking in, does get spotted out, but doesn't get hit. Manka falls without being able to hit a single bullet there. Good initial push and play from 9 Pandas. This round is crucial for G2 of being able to try and keep their economy afloat, as they have purchased straight into the second round after getting that bomb down. Standard play. Oh, Crazy's already made her way up. AK in hand. She can spot a head out or two. It'd be great. There we go. First kill comes through. Kesu is able to take a Kyrasa, though. That is not looking good. And Victoria gets the trade from CT. Just fantastic positioning from these players. Zaz, last one left alive. Wondering where her team's gone. She's going to be able to catch a player off guard. Hits the headshot. Waiting for retaliation, but none has happened yet. She's still got the bomb. There is a chance she can go get this planted. That may well help recover some of the economy, but it's not over yet. If there's one player on the server that could pull this 1v4 off, it's definitely going to be her. Already taking it down to a 1v3. Early shots, it's not going to work. The Galil's just not going to be accurate enough, and Victoria hits the headshot. Third kill this round. Fantastic plays coming out from this team.
Now, Juliana getting caught out in the open and dying first is a huge blow to G2, right? She's the one that needs to crack open the site, and she tries to get an early pick for herself, but getting taken down and then the follow-up kill as well just means that they're already at a huge deficit. Victoria, great positioning there for that one. And valiant attempt from Zaz, and at least, like you said, they do get that bomb down. So there's that little bit of extra cash they have, and they're going to need it because after forcing into that last round, it's a little bit of lost streak, not much. And that extra little bit from the bomb. And so now it's just upgraded pistols. And I'm expecting something a little bit more explosive this round. And yes, we can see them kind of posturing over towards A.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job of being able to get into the site. Obviously, they had a heavy presence over towards A in that previous round. So I'm interested to see what they're going to be able to do this time around with just pistols and the execution. Victoria going for the spray through the smoke. Not going to connect on any of the players immediately. Obviously, KC's as well. Going to have to play a little bit more passively. Victoria with the molly does get a kill, but the bomb has gone down. That's going to be third round in a row. Another smoke as well, trying to cut off that jungle position. Been very good. Elizabeth going to be pushing in with their teammates. It is their advantage. KC's going to be able to take down 2. Headshot's going to be ringing out. Should be theirs to be able to win. It's just really about G2 trying to do as much damage to the economy as they can, and the shots finally ring out. 1 kill and the bomb going down. Is that going to be enough for to try and hold up their economy here, Sam?
Not really. I mean, they'll be able to buy into this next round, great. And so it's all dependent on whether or not they can win this round. If they win this round, sure, then they have a chance. They can float that economy. They can start to make something happen. If they can't win this round, it's a 4-round loss streak bonus, which is not much. So they're going to be in a very, very precarious situation at the moment, and it's going to be very important how they choose to approach this. And speaking of approaches, I love how 9 Pandas approach this. They play for retake. They're like, cool, G2, take the space. No worries. We are now going to push into you, and we're going to delete you.
First initial damage. Manka's going to get tagged down. The information's there for the player sitting in towards a connected position. Good nade onto Manka from Fatal. But it's not a kill. G2 still alive and kicking. I spoke too soon. Giuliano, again, going to be one of the first to fall. I think that's at least 2 rounds now where she's been the first kill. Well, first death on G2's side. It's not looking so good. I'm getting some vibes from the last time they played against each other here, Sam, and those vibes are not good for them.
Well, bearing in mind, this is usually G2's ban. They opted to ban Ancient instead because they had a really rough time on it. But Ancient, Overpass, your perma-ban, whichever one you play on, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, I mean, 16-2, you can't blame them from going onto this map. We're still very early doors, so my negativity is only held so far. Zaz catches Fatal off. Good initial kill. Allows them to take the advantage within regards to the power here. Well, 9 Pandas still have solid position here. MKSU in a good backstab position, denies the bomb plant, but does fall in the process. Manga, good trade off there. It's going to allow them to get a little bit of extra information, knowing that they're potentially now not going to get backstabbed. being able to plant in a slightly different position towards that connector spot. Crazy's going to be the main player, looking to hold that off here. So in towards Pandas, goes over the peak, on towards the AWP play, gets the damage, but not the kill. That was a crucial moment for them to fall. Victoria, 23 HP, but still got AWP in hand. Crazy's going to pull out the flash, can drop to Tati. The peak comes out from Kirisa, and they just crumple under the pressure. Bad peaks at the wrong times.
These retakes, they're unreal. I also realized I said some silly things. My brain was like fast forwarded to Overpass. We're still on Mirage. Forgive me, I'm really excited. This was in fact G2's pick, and we had kind of spoken about this yesterday, the possibility of this coming through and about how it's a map that G2 would understand on a really good level. So despite the fact that they're still working out some synergistic kinks, their individual skill would be able to kind of help carry them through, right? But so far, those post plants have been very messy, and I think that that's what Nine Pandas are leaning on. They know that the synergy isn't quite there, so they allow the bomb to get planted and they just collapse in.
Yeah, really well played. Victoria not going down there after the spray from Kirisa is definitely going to be devastating to G2. I think if they've been able to get that kill, it might be in some potential. That's the fact that Juliana has been going down so early on has been such a painful blow to their ability to be able to capture these rounds. This mid, they're just giving it. Nine Pandas turns them and is like, yeah, it's free real estate. And they charge on down, take it, but it's just a trap. Elizabeth holding this angle. I don't think she saw them, but the smoke's going to go out nonetheless. Juliano going over the spray through the smoke. Does connect, but doesn't get the kill. Elizabeth going to get flashed off, but going to be able to pick up the first kill. Juliano's going to be the first one to go down as well. Zaz follows quickly. Grazi's going to be able to find one, but the trade's coming out from Tati. On site, she falls. Manka gets the kill. They get the bomb down. They find two all-important kills, but they're still going to be in a disadvantage. Bomb goes down. Has a bomb plant every single round so far. Going in toward the peak as well. Maga hits the headshot. Fatal falls in towards apartments. Casey's going to be creeping along. From market, we've got Victoria. She's going to be the last player left alive. This could be the first round for G2's side. And it all rests on the shoulder of the AWP player here. Victoria, she's made her presence known. Jumps out of the marketplace there. AWP in hand. No rifle available for her to pick up without making too much noise. She's been spotted. The swing should come through. She has spotted them. She's looking to play aggressive here. Tried to deny them any ability to survival, but they get the kill on her. Pick up the AWP if they so wish. No. Opting not to.
There it is, right? Like, and I think that this is the best decision to make, right? Juliana's having a really rough time. Nine Panda are really focusing in their attention on her. They're not allowing her to play the game. So it wouldn't really make sense for her to pick up that open, especially because they are on that T side. This was a much better post plant. I will say the utility usage from Nine Panda as the execute came in was so good to like blind out those players. Getting those first few initial kills, fantastic. But the last two players managed to hold it down really, really nicely. Ooh.
Zaz right away gonna be going down. They try charging down mid. They're so used to having the free ability just to move down in this position. Maybe a little bit silly on that front, but oh, Grassy missing that headshot. That is going to be a painful one to live with. Nade comes through, only does 16 points of damage. It's nothing to worry too much about, although versus these M4s it may well be. Giuliano, flash going to be going out, doesn't hit anything. Fatal pushes through the smoke. She doesn't care. She's got no chill. Manka with the trade-off. Good work. But they've lost two players. Giuliano going down just right away again. This is not a good situation for them to be in. Manka still alive. Krasi's going to be going down. Elizabeth with another kill on the board. 5-3 at the moment. She's doing a lot of good work for her team. Victoria 2. Although I think Victoria's got 2 kills with AWP so far. The rest were with the rifles or pistol. Karisa's going to be going in, leading the charge here. There's only 2 of them left, Manka and Karisa. They've been spotted. The shot comes through, but Victoria only hits the legs. That's not going to be enough. Karisu, smokes are going to be going out. Good position here. If they decide to cross on over, she has the angled covered. They only have one place they could go in for the plant. Mac is going in for clear. Keep in mind, she's got the bomb in hand at the moment. Elizabeth going in for the peak. Aggressive with Tati as well. Looking to go and find the opening kill. They're going to get the kill before it even gets planted. Brutal first round. I don't think it's going to get planted. Really well played by Panzer.
Yeah, this is the first time that they completely deny that plant entirely, and that is bad news bears for G2. Long term, this economy is becoming very, very ratty. They were able to get a nice round for themselves, but that's the only time that they've really hit onto the B site, and it worked out quite nicely. For the rest, it's been very much a hit after a hit, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe we shouldn't see a little bit more of a pressure towards that B site. Maybe even, I don't know, fake with a little bit of util on A, right? They've conditioned it. Try that B hit, and it looks like, well, that's what they're going to do.
So if it works, they're still going to place some players down in towards that mid position. Tati in towards apartments. She's got a good position here to try and catch them off guard. Oh, she's going to get tagged through the smoke. That arm was probably spotted. For the barrel of gun. Sam, this is not the G2 I wanted to be seen on Mirage, mate.
Certainly a devastating start to this adventure. Maybe they could pick it up, right? As you say, it's still early doors.
We've barely had enough time to have too much banter because it's been all fast action. They've been charging down mid, they've been going on to A, B, they've just been going absolutely mad. This time round, it's a little bit of a slower approach. Giuliano is still alive after the minute mark. That's a change. Oh, Manka steals the kill away, takes Fatal down. Kill. First kill goes in their way, second as well. Here's makes quick work of this player. The economy is in the gutter, so they really need this round. Tati pushing over towards Connector at the moment, but unfortunately for her, gets caught off guard. Zaz is there. All of a sudden, 9 Pandas going to get torn apart. They're still going in for the peak. It's going to be another kill for Zaz. Fantastic work. Elizabeth going down. Victoria's going to be the last one left alive at a 1v5. First kill goes her way. She has to play aggressive here to try and find some early kills. Let's try and even up this these terrible odds she's got. She has no idea that Juliana is going to be around this corner. She has to peek it carefully, and she goes for the no-scope straight to the stomach. I think you just have to go for the save on this run. It's going to be super difficult for her to do too much. They don't have any money in the bank because G2 have been doing a good job of being able to whittle that down.
Yeah, they've kept a lot of these rounds relatively expensive, so that means that gotta try and hold on to some of that cash where possible. This was a really cool round though, because so I was talking about maybe faking A because of that conditioning and then going B. Instead, they actually do the opposite. They make some noise on B, wait for some of those rotations to come in through mid because they know 9 Panda have a pretty good presence in mid. And as soon as 9 Panda start that rotation, they just start whittling away at those players one after another. And then they realize, well, everybody's rotated over, so we're just gonna head back towards A. This is a great plan. Get that bomb down, round secured. That's exactly what they needed for themselves. 2 rounds in the bag here. Gonna have a little bit of extra cash as well because they managed to come through that round, not with all players left alive, but with a decent number. So at least they've got that extra bit of cash to play with. Victoria did some serious work, but unfortunately not quite enough. And this is starting to show some life from our G2 ladies. A nice buy coming through here. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
Yeah, being able to win this round should really open them up to be able to get a couple of rounds on the board. I don't know. I have seen some worrying signs from this side. Are they going to predict that there's going to be a bunch of players down in towards Underpass? Potentially. But either way, they're going to be pushing over towards B. Flash are going to be coming through as well. Elizabeth going to be going in for the sneaky play up behind them. Looking to try and get the kill. That's going to be the bomb player as well. Smoking off. This means the bomb is completely cut off. And meanwhile, Victoria gets a kill. The AWP is looking good for them, and they've recovered a rifle as well. Maybe they haven't actually gone and picked that up yet. My mistake. Zaz trying to best now with the rest of her team to potentially try and pick this up. I just don't even know how this has ended up this way. It's been super unfortunate for them. The bomb player turning around, realizing that was unfortunate for her. A bunch of players pushing her. The kill not going their way on that front. It's going to be difficult. Crown Curious is going to be pushing up. Finds the first kill, going in for the second. The spray is going to be coming through. The AWP goes down. She's going to pick up a triple of all things. This is recoverable. But Zaz, she's only got 34 seconds and 24 HP. Tati, AWP in hand. The bait shot comes through. She's going to hold this down. Gets the kill. 27 seconds. It's going to be a 1v1. Fatal. Now I'm going to try and save this from the clutches of G2. A desperate team who badly need this round. Who've lost all but one player. But they haven't lost hope, Sam.
At the very least, that bomb's going to get planted. And Zaz had some really nice movement there to duck and dive against that AWP. And she just could be the savior that G2 need right now. Fatal doesn't have a kit. I wonder if she'll be able to pick one up along the way. I don't think so. No, her entire team died up in Narnia. So this timing has to be perfect.
1v1, Fatal. 3 kills on the board at the moment. Let's see if she can make it 4. Like you said, no defuse kit. That's really going to be their Achilles heel here. She has very little time. Zaz. She may realize this. It'll be hard to tell. And there you go. The tap comes in, and she's playing it as cool as a cucumber. Player pushing over towards her. She heard the footsteps, gets the kill, and manages to survive as well. This is the Zaz we know and love.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've been waiting for. Those hero plays, that's what we expect from this player. And honestly, Elizabeth, this push with Victoria, so cheeky. So cheeky. Like, the expected push up towards B and then the backstab to hold onto that bomb for so long, and it almost worked. That's the craziest part. If Zaz wasn't such a phenomenal player in her own right, that very easily goes 9Panda's way.
Yeah, I mean, I have to shout here, so she was the hero of that round alongside Zaz, as equally so. She managed to pick up those 3 kills. That brought them back into that round. Without that, no, nothing. We can, take a little bit of a chill time here, have a little bit of a banter back and forth, because this is a pistol round. USP is a Zeus. I don't think it's going to be a shocking round.
Oi. Where's Hedge when you need her?
Yeah, you never know. A couple of pistol kills here could be pretty good for them, but overall, 9Pandas have been looking really good, but that last round has got, it's brought some hope back in me for G2.
Oh. It's just a firing range, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Kill comes through. That's a rifle recovered, at least. And also a molly to heat things up. Don't think we can expect too much more. Tati and Elizabeth, last 2 players left alive at the moment. They're probably just gonna, sit down on that couch and watch some TV. Go and chill. Zaz is actually gonna go on a bit of a hunting mission. Tati's gonna be there. the Zeus was launched towards her there, so she got that in her inventory. I'm sure she'll throw that away. They are going to be hunting down Elizabeth as well. This is a little bit unfortunate for her. Juliano goes in for the spray, gets the kill, denies the rifle save, and picks up a little bit of extra utility for herself as well.
Yeah, there have been some really good adaptations so far, and breaking 9Panda's economy a few rounds back certainly didn't hurt G2. Now, however, we're going to move back into a realm where 9Pandas are able to buy in, and G2, of course, can't afford to get too confident just yet. They've managed to pick up 4 rounds. They've just about closed the gap between them and 9Pandas, looking very, very good so far, but we need to see more follow-up. It can't end here. So let's see. We're looking at the A side again. Maybe they get better results this time.
A little bit less utility on the side of 9Pandas. The Mirage is going to be coming through. Jesus going to be deep on side. Manka's going to be pushing in. The spray comes through. She misses a lot of her shots. She's going to get pushed. She goes down. But it's going to be a 2-for-1 situation because Victoria and Elizabeth, they pick up two kills of their own. Zaz and Curiosa going to be falling to the rifles of 9Pandas. Oh, and AWP as well. Victoria coming up from behind you. I know it's been no-scoped by this player before. I don't think she wants it to happen again. Victoria's going to be peeking around the corner. Her Val's going to get shown. The headshot rings out. She falls, but so does Manka onto site. Fatal gets the first kill. Cressy's in a great position, but unable to contend with Fatal shots there. I know, the legend herself going to be the last player left alive. The bomb is not planted for her. Oh, that is unfortunate. She goes for the peek, and Fatal has that on lock. 3rd kill of that round.
Yeah, honestly, Fatal, living up to her name. You do not want to meet her in a dark alley when she has an M4A1. I mean, to be fair, I think that's true of most people. But her in particular, incredibly skilled player there. Giuliano does a really good job, though, of isolating Victoria with that AWP, stopping her from being a part of that retake. And, of course, we're going to watch it in slow-mo because, of course, we are. But at the end of the day, it was a retake. 9Panda, particularly with a numbers advantage, their retakes are so good. These post-balls from G2 have just been lackluster.
Yeah, I mean, that aim from Fatal right there, she was on point. This is what you want to see. Manka's going to be pushing down in towards mid. Victoria finds the first kill, but it's going to be Tati with the clap back. Finds 2. No, that was actually only 1 because her teammates are too fast and gets the kills themselves. I mean, these rounds are so fast. Kirisa all of a sudden is down to one player, and they have an idea where she is. The nade comes through. Okay, now they definitely know. She's going in for the tap, but Fatal's hungry. She wants to buff up her kills here. She's now going to be sitting on 8-8 thanks to that.
Solid work from the 9 Pandas squad. They have this map on lock. G2 struggling to find an entry point. I'm still kind of hoping to see a little bit of more B movement. Because again, like, we're seeing very little of it. I don't know if I'm just crazy. Maybe it's just because they're doing really well at shutting that down. And then G2 are like, well, B's off the table. Guess we got to head back to A. But, I mean, round after round, it's just A hit after A hit. And I'd like to see a stronger attempt towards that B. Not this round. It's going to be a pistol rush because they have no money, unfortunately. But maybe into the next round.
We've seen them do good work on their pistols before. Let's see if they can do it again. Although I'm a little bit concerned. There's going to be a lot of rifles sitting their way. And there we go. Okay, so he's going to be able to pick up a couple of kills here. Has to pull out the USP to finish the job. Not going to happen though. Giuliano's going to be able to get the kill. Victoria, be careful. There's going to be Mirage players coming your way. You've only got USP. It does come out in handy. But you're going to have to back away from the situation and reconsider what's going on. Oh, Ninja's going to get burnt. Okay, so goes down and the bomb does not get planted. But Giuliano, she found 2 kills.
Making some moves. Not bad on a pistol round. Trying to keep that economy low, but again, we're round 13. Only a few rounds left here for G2 to make some magic happen. And to be fair, if they can string the next 3 rounds together, they go into the half with a really good scoreline, all things considered. And it's definitely doable, right? We know that these are very good players. They have the capability, but it's, again, it's that synergistic issue that they're clearly still working through, getting that communication on point. But they have a chance here. That was a very early start to the round. Replays weren't even done yet, ladies.
Yeah, calm down. Have a little bit of a chill pill, but never mind. It's going to be 3 players off the board right away. Manka's dead. Fatal's dead. K2 as well. This may actually place G2 in a solid position to try and take this round. Because Fatal and K2, they've definitely been being able to get some crucial kills here. But Elizabeth, Victoria, fantastic jury here, have been doing amazing work. B is going to be coming through. They're going to be making their way out. Victoria, sorry, that was actually Tati, has been spotted. Smoke goes down. She's trying to play around this. Going to have to try and spray this player through the box, but she doesn't take the shots. Doesn't quite hear. Up in towards the apartment. She finds one. Bench though. Krasny's going to be able to get that kill. Take some shots over towards the short as well. Get some damage, but not the kill. Such low HP on G2's side. All it's going to take is a single bullet from these guns, and there he goes, straight through the smoke. Zaz falls. Must be frustrating. Elizabeth's going to be playing on side, finds another one. It's going to be Kyoto, last player left alive in a 1v2. She can't do it, Elizabeth. She's been doing such good work here on this round. That's a 4-kill placement on that round. 9 rounds for them.
And if you're G2 at that point, you're heartbroken. 4 players left alive, but with such limited HP, bombed down in position, and 9 Panda, who came through pretty healthy in this retake. Not even a little bit concerned. Victoria even came through for this retake with an AWP. She did eventually pull out the USPS, as we saw there in the replay, because, well, trying to retake with an AWP can be a little difficult. But they make it work again. G2 yet to pick up a 5th round.
Yeah, they're just struggling. 14th round at the moment. They have to try and get 6 rounds of the ball total if they can. Giuliano falls. The tray comes out. Elizabeth goes down, but, well, Tati is able to take the kill onto Zaz, who was able to take down Fatal in that moment as well. Tati's still playing aggressive. A little bit too over eager Beaver. She falls, so does K2. And now Victoria's last one left alive in a 1v3. This is not looking good. They know where she is as well. At least I thought they had. They are still going to be playing aggressive over towards her position at the moment. She's going to be checking down in towards mid. She has little information aside from a flash came in towards her face there. She picks up a rifle. That wouldn't have been heard from where these players were. The flash, though, does give away the game. So she's going to be peeking up in towards Connector. She catches Macro off guard, goes over the peak. A little bit too aggressive here, potentially. There's a player right next to her. She has to check these angles. She doesn't. Kyoso gets the kill. That's going to be another round on the board here, Sam. They badly needed that one. And one more to go.
Quite a few lives lost in that battle, and unfortunately that means it's going to be quite the reinvest here for G2. But at the end of the day, yes, they do get that 5th round, and that's going to help springboard them a little bit. Yeah, this was a good play from G2 as well, playing slightly more passive towards mid, expecting 9 Pandas to maybe get a little bit more cheeky, a little bit more in their face, and they shut it down quite quickly. Last round and a half, as you mentioned, last chance for G2 to get a decent score into the second.
Final round, final chance here. G2, they badly need this, but that is not the start you want to be going with. Zaz, the first one to fall. AK is upgraded here for Manka. Manka's been doing decently well, but she's also been a little bit quiet at times. Really, post-plant, she's been doing very, very well on Giuliano. With that molly, he's going to be giving away one of the players' positions, but good counter utility going to be coming out from 9 Pandas. Denying them that position in towards apartments. They can't play aggressive as of yet. Smoke is going to be down in towards them as well. Almost left in top mid. Giuliano picks it up, goes in towards this mid position. Speaker peeking into window. Victoria with the AWP. She's going to be a key player here, looking to try and deny them the entry point from ramp and from that connected position. Saying that. Fatal. She's now in that jungle spot at the moment. Flash comes out as well. They've smoked off the connector position. Elizabeth finds the first kill. Manka goes down, picking in for a second one as well. That's going to be the bomb. It's lost. Crazy's in B apartments, but completely the wrong position here for the bomb. It's now lost. Curse is going to be left in 1v4. B apartments. The bomb is placed on short at the moment. This is not looking good for them. They should have heard these footsteps as well. Tati is going to be in a good counter spot. Absolutely fantastic. Well played from the side of 9 Panda. I mean, G2, they picked this map, Sam. They knew it was a risk. I'm excited to see how they do going into the second half. We're going to hop into a quick break after some highlights, and we'll be back with you soon. All right, welcome back. That was an explosive first half if I've seen any. Sam, what do you make of it?
Yeah, explosive is definitely the word. It was a very quick half, it felt like, and that's because there were a lot of very, very fast plays. There wasn't a lot of passivity from G2, and honestly, I wonder if that might not have been part of the problem. But as we move on to their CT side, again, you're kind of thinking maybe there should be some passivity here. We'll find out in a moment if that's what they're going to go with, or if instead they're going to play a far more explosive CT.
Pistol round, 9 Pandas. If they can collect this one in the bag, at least get the bomb down. You could expect good things for them, but G2, this is their map pick. They want to try and answer back. Trying to win this one out. It is their chance. The bomb looking to go down. It's going to be putting money in the bank for sure. Victoria spots out, play over towards Straw. Get some shots out, but no damage. Or maybe actually just a little. Giuliano. Just trying to find this first initial peek. Spots out the player, but unfortunately loses their life, unable to survive. Now Elizabeth still going to be peeking in, going to be able to get a double kill. If I'm right in saying it's actually one of the players was stolen away, but now Fatal, Victoria, last 2 players left alive. Manka's going to be low on the CT side. Zaz is going to have to do a lot of leg room here. The bomb, it may well get defused. She runs out of bullets. She's going to have to go for more shots. Turns around, gets the headshot. Not this time, G2. That is Panda's game style.
Okay, I kind of lost it there for a second, particularly because I thought both of those shots came from the same player, and I was like, what? Okay, no, it was players. I looked at the kill feed and I suppose I could calm myself down a little bit, but that was really well played. I mean, that was almost a replica of that first round where we saw that ninja defuse come through, but no, 9 Panda not gonna allow that to happen. It is just a pistol round, but that is an important pistol round for 9 Pandas to win. That gets them to 11. They are able to heavily buy into this, and unfortunately G2 gonna put a bit of a force into this. Scout as well, and Scout on Manka as well. We were talking about how Giuliano is usually the AWPer, so could be interesting.
Yeah, quite often see other players play the Scout instead of the AWPer on these kind of rounds. Happens from time to time. I mean, they're different guns, different playstyle. Manka, though, has an opportunity to find at least initial damage, but the flash comes through. She's denied the opportunity, but gets a second chance. Misses, though. Goes in for a second, still unable to connect the shots. There's only a pixel or two showing. Victoria going for the spray, going to be able to find a kill as well. On to Zaz. That is not looking so good here for the CT side. Not going to be able to get these initial kills. The damage does rain out. Victoria with the USP in hand is going to be playing aggressive towards the CT. Has got to be a little bit careful. A little bit too eager there. Giuliano is able to get that kill. Wow. Okay, so he's going to be still sitting in the same position. They could go for the double peek in. Giuliano gets the kill. All of a sudden, that's an AK up for grabs. They can go for this. Good movement from Fatal up in towards the ladder room here. Bomb looking to get planted. Should be safely planted, but the retakes are going to be coming through. First player is found. Second one as well. Fatal is on fire and also dead. Manka. Good shot. Going to have to make this jump across. No, doesn't even attempt it. Going to go pick up an AK from one of her players here. There was a smoke, but she actually has one, so doesn't need it.
Good round again from 9 Panda, right? And I mean, some crisp shots coming through there as well, right? Like Giuliano with that deagle, very well played. And it does quite a bit of damage, so they have put a dent in this 9 Panda bonus, but at the end of the day, again, it's another round on the board. We talk about that too little, too late situation. We love to talk about how economy can get affected, but at this point, what G2 needs more than anything is rounds on the board. Taking guns away is less important. Damaging economy is less important. They have to actually start putting up numbers. Now, however, into this round, this is where things start to get a little concerning because, again, they forced into that last round. So, again, they're going to be on a little bit of wonky cash. It's going to be a less than ideal purchase, if at all. And 9 Pandas, sure, they're going to have to reinvest in, but they're comfortable. They're confident.
We have had confirmation from the famous Lucy Cass that G2 are just switching up the AWP player, depending on the map, which makes sense. Kind of what we have been seeing, because there's no one player that's truly dominant aside from Giuliano with her kills, and even then, they're only 13% of her total kills. Meanwhile, Krasi is going to have an opportunity to get a kill, but fails. Tati stays alive. Not for long, because Zaz is there. Sharp with the deagle to the head. Gets that Huandig. And we love a no. Elizabeth going to be holding down this short position. Bomb is getting planted default position at the moment. Good use of utility coming out from 9 Pandas. She's gonna, well, Elizabeth gonna get met with a barrage of play. She's gonna be able to find the first kill. No, she gets denied. Manka gets that kill. Fatal's gonna be in a good counter position for late game play here, as long as it's not checked immediately. And that's all gonna be down to Keisu trying to go in for the defensive position here, but now Fatal trying to decide if she has to play for the early shots. She does. She goes up the first kill, goes up the second one as well. What is going on? She fell down and one of her straight bullets hit Manka in the toe.
That was offsides, all right? That was so out of pocket. G2 had every right to come out on top of that one. 3 players barreling in towards Fatal, and yeah, Fatal just has some stray bullets go burr. I think that if you're G2, you're absolutely kicking yourself at the end of that, because you can see this, right? They're so bunched up. And she just sprays through all of them. It's so much worse from that angle.
It's just about that. Oh, Manka, first kill. That's looking good. Giano with one on site, going for the double as well. Fantastic work. All of a sudden, this round has legs on it. Gets a triple kill, of all things. Keisu, last one left alive, and she's left with nothing whatsoever to work with. Wow. We talked about this, the fact that it's explosive rounds. This time, I mean, 9 Pandas on their T side, they're trying to copy what G2 did on theirs, and I mean, potentially they should know better because they're able to defend against it. Keisu, oh, wait, hang on.
What?
Pull your gun out, mate.
Worst part is that she had her gun out. and then she didn't. Ooh. Yeah, no, that round was over before it even began. The attempt at a very, very fast hit towards A, and obviously Manka getting that first hit, she can communicate that over to Giuliano, like, yo, I spotted one up towards apartments, like, you gotta watch that, up towards Palace, you gotta keep an eye on that, and she's able to swing out, get a beautiful 3K, and that completely shuts that down. We said they needed points on the board. This is the start they needed, and yes, Manka picking up that AWP. See what she can get done with it here.
Well, Kress is going to be in a good position to try and save this, as well as Zaz. Good placement of a utility, going to save her teammate, and Kress is going to be able to take the players down in towards apartments. Look at it for a second one as well. She has to be careful. The player's going to be going over the backstab. She's missing the shots. Far too many missed. She's going to get punished as well. And now Giuliano and Keisera, the last players left alive. The bomb goes down, and all of a sudden, 9 Pandas are looking quite comfortable and set into their place. But Giuliano, she's looking to uproot them. Try and take this side back here. So it gets flashed out. Peeks a little bit too early. Otherwise, would have been able to get that kill onto Elizabeth, you'd imagine. Just see her peeking in, and Victoria with the kill. There we go. Really well played coming in from 9 Pandas. Nice attempts from G2, but not going to be good enough.
Let's just remember the fact that that was essentially upgraded pistols from 9 Pandas. But that's a little cheeky. And they still managed to do so freaking well on it. And that is a concerning sign, I think, for G2 just kind of in general. And obviously a lot of these final kills, right? Victoria has that op. She's able to get into a nice position there. So that opens up a lot as well. But G2 realistically should have won that one.
They definitely had the opportunity to, but a little bit unfortunate. We move on. Manka on that short position, going to be facing off against a multitude of players at the moment. Decide not to pick up against this Victoria player. Now it's got the AWP, and she's been on point of this. 21 kills at the moment. She's been brutalizing the opposition. Giuliano smoking towards a, well, Palace. There's actually no one there for that to do anything against. She doesn't know that. Keisu in towards Raplo. There is a player who's going to be lurking. She gets the kill. Keisu falls down. Good headshot. Short seems to be the contender here. Manka looks off to the wrong position, expecting them to be pushing through connector. It doesn't work. Victoria, even though she's flashed, has to time it down. Spots out the player, gets the kill. Now Zaz on site. She's so crucial for this. She has to batter them back. First kill comes through, but the player from apartments gets the kill. Tati. It's going to make this even more difficult for G2 to try and come into this with a recovery. This could be the 15th round of the board here for 9 Pandas. Victoria with the AWP. You might just see Giuliano walk straight into the crosshairs. There we go. A flick is needed. Kira's the last one alive now, and, well, she has to try and dodge around the same AWP she knows is now towards that short position. She can't even get this first kill. Tati swings around, picks up the kill, and, well, overall, 9 Pandas just looking so dominant.
The worst part of this is, of course, with this being map point, and G2 have like no money. It's going to be a very, very broken attempt at a buy. And what makes it even worse is that even on their buy rounds, they've still really struggled. 9 Pandas look like a team that understand these maps to such a good degree. Map control is on point. Utility has been exceptional. Oh, dear.
Early aggression comes through. I thought Tati might be able to battle them back, but unable to. Victoria going to be jumping in towards the window position as well. And if this wasn't noticed, this could be the end of them. Zaz picked out by the AWP, and Victoria's just still going to play aggressive along with her teammate coming out from Palace. They gets the kills, and now it's going to be a 3. Oh no, never mind, 3v3. This is recoverable, but Juliana only has 8 HP. Keep that in mind. It's going to be a peek coming through. The shot from the AWP rings out, but does not connect. G2 are struggling to find a purchase into this, and they've only got 6 rounds on the board. This is the map point here for 9 Pandas. Victoria, they've swung around through the smoke. Crassie's in a decent position. First headshot comes through, goes in for another one. Too greedy. She got a fall on the bomb. Still in the hands of 9 Pandas. They can still go in for the plant at the moment. They know that Juliana's probably going to be low. The flick comes in. Victoria's just so dominant with this gun at the moment. Manka's being spotted, and the headshot comes out. That's going to be a GG. Well played. 9 Pandas taking the win in a dominant fashion. 16-6 Sam. I mean, wow. That is going to be painful.
Yeah, we saw some really good ideas coming out of G2 for sure. We saw some really good mechanical plays on individual skill level, but coming up against 9 Pandas who have the individual skill, who have the set plays, who have that synergy in place, G2 just falls short.
I was expecting a lot more from these players. Obviously, we had our concerns, but I thought on Mirage, you know, at least this is a fairly it's a well-known map. It's the only map that's been played through, I think, nearly all the majors as well, and it's the one that's been in the competitive pool for a long time. So, kind of expect these players to be fairly versatile on it. But they are a new team here, Sam. This is their 6th match together, if I'm right in saying.
That it is. And well, that's going to wrap up our first map, folks. We're going to head it over to the analyst after this break. Or not?
No, we're going to stay on and talk about some things for a little bit longer. That's fine.
I think I caught them off guard a little bit, but yeah, I think there's been some really, really impressive play from these players on a very, very individual level, like I said a little bit earlier on, and I'm pretty excited to see how that second map is going to go. Again, that's usually G2's perma ban, which they've allowed to come through in order to ban out Ancient instead.
Well, now we can throw to a break. We'll see you guys in a bit, or actually the analyst will, but hope to see you soon in the second matchup.
Every day it feels like there is a new crisis. Families displaced by violent earthquakes and wars. Warm hearts sleeping under cold blankets of stars. Lives destroyed and washed away. Families fleeing into the unknown. But look closer. See the hope everywhere. See the ones running towards disasters to help. Compassion exists all around the world. Kindness is healing wounds, bringing hope for a brighter tomorrow. Look closer and see the many families like Layla's who've lived through unimaginable hardships and yet haven't given up. Please don't give up on those forced to flee. Donate now.
Progress is a race that has no end. After every finish line, another challenge awaits. How can we continue to push innovation in a sport at the forefront of technology? This is how. Discover how Aramco and the Aston Martin Formula One team aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel targets. Aramco, powered by How.
Welcome back to Gamers Without Borders. One map into our women's Counter-Strike tournament and a twitchy start for G2, let's just say that. And I mean, Steph, I'm going to come to you because earlier on in the show, in the pre-show leading up to our first map, we already did discuss that this is kind of what you expected coming out of the gates on day one, am I right?
Yeah, no surprise. I think the surprise might have been that the game wasn't as close as we expected. I thought that G2 would have a little bit more depth in their gameplay, but at the same time, it was Mirage. Mirage is always a very random map. I feel if you lose the momentum and the economy is not on your side, that's when it gets really hard. And Nine Pandas had a really good start of in this game.
It really did. I mean, as you can see in some of these highlights from the map, these will get you up to speed in case you missed any of the first map. But Sapphire, did you notice what's the main difference maker after seeing this? You know, you have a keener eye than I do for this kind of stuff. Tell me what you think the key difference maker between the two teams is at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and Sam talked about it, like great utility usage from Nine Pandas, really isolating fights because of that utility. All of the players were performing really strong. Obviously, Victoria, Elizabeth, Fatal with a number of different clutches there were standouts. On the other side, like props to players like Manka. Manka is, as we talked about, a newer player playing alongside these veterans. She had some really great moments from herself, but again, if you look at it, at the end of the day, it was really just strong gameplay from Nine Pandas. They're just a rock on this map. They just look very, very comfortable, I think, is the key here.
We think we've got the head-to-head graphic on your screens right now. So were there any kind of surprises along the way, Steph? And like, why did you guys choose to kind of have these two head-to-head?
Well, they're definitely both the upper on each teams. And Manka is, from what we saw, Lucy just interviewed Giuliano on our podcast, but as well as the pre-show interview with Krasi. Manka is right now their upper on Mirage and potentially their main upper on all maps. But as you can see, she's still getting comfortable. If you compare the impact of Victoria, who's been the upper for so long on Nine Pandas, like if you just take a look at the ADR, you see how crucial the difference was. But also you have to note that Manka wasn't able to buy a lot of ops in this game. That's why her headshot percentage is so high. She had to play with a rifle most of the rounds because their economy was so broken.
And I'll just quickly add too, like Victoria was just winning all of her opening duels. I think she was 7-2 on opening duels. I mean, just giving her team an early advantage many of the rounds.
I feel like also something that Tom and Sam kept touching on during the opening map was just pace of play. It felt like G2 were possibly rushing into things as well. Nine Pandas, yeah. It felt like they had a bit more control, right, Steph?
Yeah, I also have that in my notes, so that's good that you mention it. Like, I feel that the pacing, when the pacing was slowed down on their T side, G2 was able to really more have these aim duel, which at the moment, they seem to be on top of a lot of them. But unfortunately, as soon as they accelerated the pace or went with their strat book, Nine Pandas just was better. They had more synergy, better retakes. The amount of time that Sam mentioned, oh, the retakes for Nine Panda are so sick. It's because they were sick every time the bomb was planted. If it was a 3v3 situation, Nine Panda came back on top. And if they planted the bomb, it was kind of the same. So post-plant situations went almost all in Nine Panda's favor. So when it came down to slowing these rounds, I wish we saw more of that from G2, because at the moment, that's pretty much all they could rely on.
Well, Sapphire, for map number 2, we're going to be heading over to Overpass shortly. So what did G2 have to do to really switch this round, to turn things around for themselves and, you know, level it out so we can go to a map 3?
Not pick this map not allow this map to go through to begin with. You know, we talked about at the front of the show, like they wanted to get rid of Ancient because of the bad vibes of the ESL Impact match where it was just an absolute disaster, which means that Overpass had to be let through. And again, Overpass is another map that Nine Pandas is very comfortable on. It was just a little over a week ago that they took a strong win over Big to qualify for LAN. That was a huge moment. Whereas G2 hasn't picked up a win on this map since this roster came together. So all things are looking like Nine Pandas should win this map. However, again, we've talked about it. G2 are veterans. They know how to do it when their tournament lives are on the line. So who knows? Maybe, you know, the veterans can get a jump start here and help us to get to a map 3.
And I also want to add that they're starting on the CT side. G2 is starting CT side. And we saw some glimpse of hopes at the end of Mirage, where a lot of individual plays were coming in. Juliano with the triple. Like, we saw some players able to really rely on their experience with these angles. So I'm hoping that we're going to see a stronger start, which will lead to a closer game.
Well, quickly, Sapphire, we talked about, you know, if G2's backs are up against the wall, they can pull things out of the bag. We've talked about pace of play. So would it be in G2's, you know, best interest to slow down the pace of play? Because it seems like at the beginning of map 1, when G2 decided to slow things down, they actually got a lot more out of each and every round. Do we feel like that's something they can do on Overpass?
I think so. You know, I'm a little torn because I also like the aggressiveness and the confidence. Like, we've seen that from these players in the past. We want them to come out firing and feel like they're the better team and kind of try to plow them over. But again, they looked really good when it was slowed down and tactical, and they were winning those aim duels. So maybe that's the play as we look into Overpass.
Okay. Well, oh yes. Go,
yeah,
please.
No, I think I'm also worried a little bit on G2's T side just because of gimmicky plays that Nine Panda can do on Overpass. It's such a map where you can just have strats on the CT side, right? And just be comfortable and go and break completely the T side strategy and momentum. So I'm a little worried for G2.
Well, it's time to lock it in. Whether or not they've had a constructive chat behind the scenes, it is time for G2 to pull it together if they're going to remain in this competition. So it's time to head over to our casters, Sam and Tom, to bring us into map number 2. Let's go.
Well, thank you very much, Branks, as per usual. An absolutely fantastic analyst segment. And, you know, I just loved Heather's brutal approach to that. What do you make of it, Sam?
That was amazing. Heather has no chill, for anyone that didn't know that. I was having great fun listening to the analyst. I got my grapes. I don't have popcorn. I'm trying to be healthy. And I'm like munching my grapes and I'm going, yep, that. Preach. These girls know what they're talking about. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this next map is going to go, because again, I echo the concerns of the desk, right? This is the map that G2 usually bans out. Starting on the CT side could give them a little bit of a boost, at least in the first half, but there's every possibility that Nine Pandas will come onto their CT side and just knock it out the park.
Yeah, you have to wonder what kind of like hope is there for G2 in this. And I think there's a lot, but that's me being hopeful. We both made the prediction that G2 were going to be able to come through this swinging, that Mirage was going to be a map that, you know, I mean, I say default map, and it kind of is. It's one that everyone should have down and be able to play mass like very well, but it seems like they've struggled on that front. The pacing was off. They were pushing into things far too fast, and they were getting punished for it. Juliano and Zaz were, I think, majority of the time the first deaths on their team each time, which does make sense in the fact that they are the entry players on their team, but it's still going to be disastrous where you have to come down to these clutch moments, and when you don't have these star players alive, you have to depend on these more sort of fresh players. But either way, we're going to be diving into the action here on Overpass, the second map in this best of 3. I'm not sure if we'll get to the third one, but if we do, I'm sure it'll be hype.
And I'm looking forward to seeing Manka have another opportunity to actually get that AWP out. Here on the CT side, there's a lot of potential, especially if they can really get that economy off the ground, start running away with it. But of course, it all starts here with this pistol.
We'll see how fast paced this one is. G2 starting out on the CT side, as Steph was saying. Maybe this gives them a glimmer of hope, but we'll have to wait and see. Crassie's going to be first one. Looking to contend with them from ABC. Going to be backing right off from this. Victoria going to be playing aggressive towards this as well. Looking to try and hunt down these players. Missing the first shot, but gets the information. Manka going to be coming in from behind. Looking to try and deny the bomb plant, but unable to see the player because it's planted in perfection. And now Fatal pushed up, goes down. Giuliano, good headshot. Retake. It's in place. There is a defuse kit on Crassie's side. They have to keep that in mind. Kyrus is going to be able to get that kill over towards Kyusu. Elizabeth, Victoria going to be chiming in. The 2-star players from last map going to be making the difference for their team, but not any longer. Victoria's going to be full in. Now Elizabeth and Tati from up above. They have got the sights on the bomb as well, but the bomb is looking to get defused. Crassie's last one left alive. 8 HP and a hope. But there, the shot comes out from Elizabeth. Really well played from 9 Pandas. The bomb goes off, and they've done their job.
Oh, that was so close again for G2. Like I'm so much like empathy right now. Like I'm feeling that pain. They brought it down to a 3v3, and these shots being fired up from above, trying to get that angle right, trying to like aim in to try to crossfire that down. And to be fair, Crassie plays it well. She tries to time it. She's got the kit, so she's playing with that time a bit, and unfortunately cannot connect that last shot.
Should definitely have gone for that hold on the defuse. I think that was their only hope there. With having 2 players up in towards that heaven position, it's a little bit painful. But nonetheless, it was a good attempt, but not good enough. 9 Pandas. Good start to this half. This is their map pick, and there are questions around this map coming in, but there's no way they could let Ancient in after a 16-2 result where they got absolutely dominated. Victoria at the Mac 10 looking to go in for the first play here. It's going to be Kyrus with the Deagle, hits a shot, and well, Giuliano follows up with the Mac MP9, and Manka headshot comes through. Takes Fatal down. This is a good start. If you've seen one from them, they may have lost 1 player, but getting those players down is going to be crucial. There's still an AK, Galil, and Mac 10 in the slide of 9 Pandas. The execution's coming through. It's going to be a 5-7, a very close and personal. Zaz looking to try and get some shots in, but the Mac 10 going to be pushing through, going to be able to find the kill. Damage come out, but not going to be the kill they were looking for. Elizabeth sets up over towards water. Giuliano going to get boosted, but that's going to be getting watched here. Oh, they have been spotted. I'd imagine they're from K2, but they're going to fall instead. Good shots from Giuliano through the smoke. Zaz originally helped with that, getting the initial damage. Manko with the Khalil gets the kill. Now Elizabeth going to be left in a 1v3. The bomb, it's not planted for her. There is no kit in play, but they're still going to go for this. They go for the boost. They go for the information. Giuliano goes in for the peak, but falls, and Elizabeth are going to be going in for the push through the smoke, waiting, expecting a bait, but instead going to be able to take down 1 player, trying to push it all the way down to the last wire. And I'm not actually quite sure if there's enough time. There should be. I think it's going to be right down to the wire. Really well played. Defuse comes out. That was so close.
My heart. Just watching that slowly tick away, it was so incredibly close. And to be fair, she does a very good job of buying some of that time, waiting for that smoke to start to dissipate, just figuring that she's got just enough time to swing out and stop the defuse. And unfortunately, she cannot get that second kill get swung on. Manka rushes to the bomb and is able to get the defuse. 1 for 1 here, and that's putting economy in a really strange place for both teams.
Always an interesting one. 9 Pandas going to be going in for a bit of an explosive action here over towards B. It's going to be Zaz with 1 kill, going for the second. We're going to get turned out by K2. Now Juliano's going to be coming in with the grenade as well. The spray comes through, but she fools Tati with an AK. Fatal peeks round, gets the headshot. Krusty as well. G2 are just crumbling. This was their round to win. The bomb is looking to get planted on site at the moment. Fairly default position, maybe more towards Monster actually on that front. Couldn't quite see it, but Victoria going to be sitting down in towards Water, waiting for them to push. Manka too slow to react, but Care so going to be able to pick up 1, not 2, runs out of bullets, and that's why you take the A4.
Oh, this is starting to look very dicey for G2. That wasn't much of an invest from 9 Pandas. And they come out on top of that very, very strong. So now they're able to buy in. Now they've got guns on the board. Victoria's got the MAC-10. She can crack open a site. And G2's cash is completely in the dumpster. So little money to try and work with, to try and bring something together. They were showing signs of life in that first round. And to be fair, all of these rounds have been incredibly close. But it's just a 9 Panda show.
Oh. Fantastic flash is going to be coming through from Kiosa, allowing Manka to get that kill into Victoria. Unable to recover the gun, though, is going to be unfortunate. It's a very deep kill. Good initial shots, but I have concerns. Such a close end into that last round, but it wasn't quite good enough. Okay, crazy. Going for the peak. Don't get over greedy. Does back off. Kesu is able to find Zaz, though. Giuliano going to fall, unable to make any dent in their opponents. Fatal with 1 as well. Krassi going to be going for the peak here with the Deagle versus Kesu. Probably not worth it. I'm not going to lie. Here's still got the Deagle in hand. Smoke over towards Long. It's going to give away the fact that there's at least 1 player over here. Smoke comes through. Tati able to pick up the Deagle. Upgrading the pistols always important as you go along here. If you are just joining us, 9 Pandas managed to beat out G2 on their map pick on Mirage 16-6. Very convincing scoreline. Now here we are on Overpass. 9 Pandas map pick. Rassi's going to be looking to try and deny this. Good position, goes for the shots, hits 1, but that's all she wrote. Here's our last player left standing here. Sam, I don't really have high hopes. No defuse kit. Man's got some body armor. We're going to be versus 4 players with rifles. Okay, Case is going to be super low, but with no utility, it's not going to be good enough. Going for the shot, only going to be able to hit the leg. And that's not going to be the clutch she was looking for.
That round goes more or less to be expected. They do manage to get a nice little open on to Victoria. So again, kind of slowly chipping away at that economy, which could come into play in a round or 2 if G2 can get a nice buyout, if they can get a nice round on the board. Then, you know, 9 Pandas could feel their cash start to topple, and that's important. But for right now, it's like the complete opposite of what we saw previously, where like 9 Pandas have these amazing retakes. G2, on the other hand, really struggling. They lose so many players early on that they don't have enough players to retake.
I mean, USP, Sam, I just trying to decide on where it's the main issue is for this roster. See, this is the 6th series that they're playing together officially. At least live anyway. Impact, they weren't able to really perform as well as they should have. That kill's nice. At least be able to recover a MAC-10, but out of all the guns the opposition had, that's probably the least one you wanted. See if they can do any more damage. Pushing over towards B. Victoria's going to spot them out, goes for the spray. Should be fairly easy picking, so I wouldn't imagine too much. Oh, potential denial going to be coming through, but Tati still left alive and kicking at 22 HP at the moment. Victoria going in for another peek, makes mincemeat of these players. Manka, last one left alive. You probably don't want to go for the peek versus the AK. That's exactly why.
You don't want to, but she did. And you know what? At that point, it's like, do what you can. There's so little left that you really could do. If she could have taken 1 gun away there, that would have been cool, right? It would have been at least something they had in the bag, something that they take away from 9 Panda going into the next round. But I saw there's an AWP on the board here, so there you go. Victoria getting ready to absolutely smack it down. And she's been fantastic with the rifles as well. So now she's got the AWP in her hand. We saw what she's capable of on Mirage, and she's looking to just replicate that. This boost is so fun. Oh, no. That's less.
Fortunately, it wasn't fast enough, so it wouldn't have actually ended up mattering. They are going to go for another peek on it. They've done a setup. They might as... Okay, just give it up.
Do it again.
Third time's a try.
Yes, let's go.
Didn't realize this was a KZ server. There we go. Third time is the charm, and well, no one's there.
Oh.
So they can hold on to this for as long as they want, but
oh no.
I remember the first time I saw this, it was so brutal. I'm trying to remember which team it was. Was it? I think it was a Slovenian team, if I remember correctly, or maybe we check. I have to have someone remind me. Maybe go and have a look. This map is famous for its boost spots. All the way back in, I think 2015, Fnatic versus ODLC. Crassi, good position to try and counter this, but the flash comes through. She's blinded. She's going to have to depend on her team. Zaz finds one, but the trade is quick and fast and brutal. That denial is unfortunate for the side of G2. They now have to depend on a retake. Juliana is still there. Manka as well. Site's not fully lost, but it will be in a moment. Victoria, she's on scopes, but she gets a second chance, and well, she fails. That is surprising. Juliana's going to be up close and personal. Look at her to try and find some kills. They're not spotted out immediately. You're going to be able to get a kill onto the site. Falls back down. Thanks to that kill getting missed by Victoria, this does give them the opportunity to be able to try and bring this back. Kesu sitting in the smoke at the moment. She's going to be able to find two. Going for the third. Never mind. Falls back through the smoke. Smoke Devil. And now, Kesu, the last player left alive. Victoria with AWP holding the angle. Gets the kill. It's going to be a no-scope to the dome. Makes up for her failed shots earlier on.
And again, you can see those miscommunications coming through in that attempted retake, right? Like Giuliano, she takes a really aggressive position. She gets that first kill and she starts to open things up really nicely. Here, you get to see it. But then they're not really talking to each other. They're not really spotting out the other players and making sure that the rest of the team knows what's happening. And again, it's that synergy. It's that lack of cohesion that we've been looking for. And it's still early for G2 as a roster. Hopefully they get to pick that up soon.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at if we go through the team of G2, you have Zaz, you have Giuliano. Their players have been around since 2014 in I guess like the pro scene within the women's games. You look over Krasi, she's 21 years old. Manka, she's 20. Cursa, she's 18, and this is her first real team. Like, that says a lot. So they're coming into this with, you know, they have got a really experienced top. They're very top heavy in that regards. And even then, like, Manka's been doing really good. We obviously saw her stats highlighted at the end of last game. So it's definitely that sort of synergy question of like, okay, how do you actually fix this issue? And I mean, really playing enough games together is probably the only real fix to this.
Struggling to find any sort of entry. This is difficult. We also have to remember that, like, so obviously the desk spoke about this at length a little bit more, but like, you know, Giuliano went into Valorant for like 2 years or a year and a half. Zaz retired for a time also after going to Valorant for a little while. So there's some of those like small things that just need to be bridged before that synergy can even start to make a difference.
All right. Let's see how G2 do. 6 rounds of the board for 9 Pandas, looking fantastic, but there are some mistakes coming here. Well, there, Juliana, they're going to be doing the boost on either side. They don't realize. Oh, no, they do now. The wallbang comes through. No kills on either side, but the damage is done. Zaz is on 10 HP. Juliano, 58. They're going for another boost. No, it's just informational play. Well done. Zaz is going to be playing in towards Monster. Elizabeth falls. This is a good start, Kirisa. Getting that all-important kill. Picking up the AK as well. Really well played. Well, as I was corrected, Giuliano, Zaz, 2012 in CSGO, and before that they've been playing for many years in other games. But I was counting CSGO on unofficial matches, but CSGO was still around in 2012, but...
This is going to be so funny when CS2 comes out, and we're going to be like, these guys have already been playing this game for like a month.
Yeah, absolute noobs. I still don't even have access to that. Either way, we move on. Manka, AWP in hand. The chosen Orpa on this map has an opportunity to get this first kill. Spots the map, but moves. Tati gets the kill. Keisu going to be pushing on. They're going to have to try and catch Garrison off guard, who's just sitting in the toilet at the moment, unaccounted for. She's now been spotted, but she's going to be able to find one. Going in for the second and third as well, but Keisu with the trade-off. She's last one left alive, and there we go. Finally, the second round on the board. It's taken so long, and they only survived with 2 players, but they still survived through.
Funnily enough, that was like one of the really rare A hits as well. G2 have a really good job at locking that one down. Good positioning as well to try and shut down some of these pushes, and just generally good angles being held on the site itself. So it looks like A might be the easier place for them to hold on to, and 9Pandas, well, may have, you know, figured that out. So we could see them split over towards B instead. But for now, there is a hard lean over towards A.
Well, this buy is still so strong though, Sam, for 9Pandas.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they lose this, Casey's got 8K on the board. She's laughing all the way to the bank. I mean, they've got 2 players who are on low on cash. Aside from that, they can buy into the next round. Keisu with the first kill, Manka goes down. He missed the shot, but we know it's there. Victoria, AWP in hand. She's been an absolute beast, as you were saying the other round. Curious over towards long. She's going to have to go and potentially play a little bit more aggressive on this. Tati going for the informational play. No, she actually dedicated. It wasn't just an informational jump. She gets the kill. Giuliano playing aggressive against the smoke. They haven't seen her. She crouched all the way through. This experience is showing. She knows there's the play on the other side of the smoke. She picks up the kill. Victoria going in for the counter kill as well. Krasi down in towards Monster, waiting for the player to push her. She does back off, seeing them around the pillar at the moment. Case is going to be peeking in. The flash is going to be coming out, but not to her. Savior, she falls short, and it's now going to be down to Elizabeth and Victoria, 2-star players on side of 9Pandas. 2v4 Elizabeth going in for this peek again, and she's going to be able to find it. Where her teammate failed, she succeeded. Zaz takes down Victoria. It's going to be a 1v1, well, 1v3 rather. Elizabeth. She's 10 on 3 at the moment. She's going to be able to find another kill going on the board as well. Going to be falling far too short though. Kirsa doing a good job. She tried her best. I'm going to give her props on that front. And the third round of the board for G2. They're trying to claw this back now.
Yeah, we're starting to see some much nicer adaptations here, right? Like, I love that push from Giuliano, really putting that map knowledge to work, taking that map control and forcing 9Pandas into an uncomfortable position, not just because they've taken players away, but they've cut off a lot of the map space, which makes it a lot easier for G2 to respond. We need to start seeing a lot more of that here. And of course, knife's edge for Panda's economy as well. There's like no cash left in reserve. If they lose this round, they're back down onto pistols, and G2 have a chance of running away with it.
Tenth round, like you said, there was a chance he could run away with it. You'd hope that happens, and Giuliano's going to catch him off guard, picks up a kill. Victoria goes down. That's a hard hitter. The flash comes through in the trade as well. Both back and forth. Fatal takes down Krasi, though. That is unfortunate time, and Tati unable to contend with the spray from Zaz, completely blinded. Doesn't matter. Still gets the kill. Flash. I'm going to be coming through. Smoke is going to land towards Monster and also Short. The bomb is still in the hands at the moment, but the push towards Short comes through. Fatal gets the kill. Really good positioning. And now Elizabeth with the bomb is going to be going back down through Monster. Flash is going to allow Kiro to go in for the peek here. A1 in hand. It's a difficult situation, especially with Fatal going to be on 25 HP. It's not the situation you want, especially when Kyrus is going to be playing aggressive with Namanka. AWP in hand. Not the ideal gun for the situation. They're going to be going for the rotation. No boost coming out. Just straight up through connector here. They do shut the door. Manka has to make a run for it, but she's going to be taking her time on this one. Now, Manka, AWP in hand. Going for the peak. Too slow. Fatal. On point, going to be able to pick up her third kill in that round. Really well played and recovered from 9Pandas.
Honestly, so we get to that 2v2, and G2 had been in the lead of that round up until that point. They bring it down to 2 versus 2, and at this point I'm going, all right, G2, surely they have this. But 9Pandas, very quick thinking, pick up the bomb, rotate over towards B, and Fatal, well, she knows that this last player is likely going to be coming from backside. She holds down that angle, and to be fair, there's 2 possibilities, right? They could be coming upstairs or they could be coming up through bank. She holds down the stairs position, gets the kill. Fantastic, beautiful timing on that, and around that G2 should have won and really needed to win. Unfortunately, doesn't go their way. They're back down onto pistols. And 9Pandas starting to just maintain that confidence again.
Yeah, they just had so much money in the bank that I don't think they were really too worried or stressed. This kill could make a bit of a difference, being curious of being able to get that kill allows Cressy to pick up an 8K. Whether or not they decide to save this, I don't know. But they've been failing to hold on towards this B site. And then they have to go in for the sort of the retake situations, and that's not been going in their favor. Smart play coming out from Elizabeth. Smoke goes down and shots rain through. She dies, and this is going to be given an opening. Victoria with the AWP is going to have to shoot fast and quick against these players. Saz looking in for the shots, but unfortunately unable to contend with the player's armor. Okay, so slide, the kill comes through. Victoria's going in for the no-scope. It's not coming through. The defuse is getting held. Victoria's not able to do anything. The ninja, it can't happen though. The nade denies it. Now Cressy in the position to try and save this. That was so close, Sam. I thought it was going to be a ninja.
It should have been. See, here's the problem. Victoria actually stays alive way too long in that position. She's literally out in the open, and her position is completely known. And you can see her like swiveling in this 90-degree angle, constantly like firing this way, firing that way, waiting to see where someone's gonna pop up. Gotta stop the bomb. You know, like she's really panicked, and she should not be surviving out in that area, and she does. And she creates so much space as well for the rest of 9Panda to just kind of circle in. And unfortunately for G2, and to be fair, that was pretty good given that it was a pistol round. That was pretty damn good.
Oh.
All things oh, Victoria, come on, I believe
Second time.
Always the third.
Oh man, you know what, this is probably a decent time to do it. Okay, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, to be honest, I mean, you fail once. I don't even know if it's worth doing a second time, but they tried. Either way, Fatal, massive kudos to her. Oh, Juliana, she's completely blind. She does manage to duck away from that. If she'd gone down there, that would have been reminiscent of the Mirage map where she was the first to die, probably about the first 5 rounds in a row, I think. It was really painful to watch. She tried her best going in for those entry kills, unable to get it. Oh, Juliana is still going to be playing a bit of a danger game there. Gets the peeking, gets the information. But yeah, that last round, Fatal, she did such a good job. Use of that utility, the nade going out, that really came in clutch there. That may have been a defuse otherwise. Especially if G2 had a kit, that would have been a whole different game, a different ballpark. Well, aggression over towards the A site. Execution looking to be coming through. Molly's going to be raining out. Kyrus is going to be in a key position as well. Manka's going to fall unable to contend with these players. And there we go. Kyrus finds one, but the trade. It's just played off so well by 9Pandas. They're not worried about playing aggressive because they play in pairs. Kyrus is going to be going in for flank. Going to be causing all sorts of problems for G2. Even if they decide to go for a save here, I don't think it's going to be allowed. 9Pandas want to shut this down right here and right now. Oh, it's been red by Zaz. The kill comes through. That experience. She could feel it. Her spider sense is tingling. The bomb is planted for that short position, though. Utility's lacking. They've got nothing in the bank now after this smoke going down, going in for the hold on this front as well. Crassy's going to be able to get a kill. The shot's going to be raining out, but it's not going to work. The defuse, it comes through. Finally, the ninja, but Victoria with the flick and fadeaway kill takes down Crasy, doing the final bit of damage to the economy of G2.
I didn't think the G2 were going to pull that one out the bag. I mean, you were saying, right, they might just go for the save here. 9Pandas might just hunt them down. But no, they give it a little bit of time, re-aggress. Zaz gets that first kill as 9Pandas are hunting here. Fantastic. Then they could re-aggress in onto the site. And Zaz is so fantastic. She creates a massive distraction. And while that's happening, defuse can come through. Very well played. Still an expensive round across the board. Both teams in a little bit of economic trouble here, particularly 9Pandas. 2 MAC-10s lacking in util.
Good amount of damage initially, but Elizabeth going to have to depend on her teammate. Crassie's going to be able to pick up 2 of those kills. Down in towards Monster, though. She does fall eventually. Zaz with one of her own. The A1's going to be running out of bullets if they're not careful, but Zaz, she's hungry for more. She finds another one. Victoria going to be left in a 1v4, finds one. Look at him go in for the second as well, but backs away. The bomb is going to be on site. If she somehow recovers this, it would be a bit of a miracle here. But never say never, especially Victoria. She's been on point. Zaz, if she gets over greedy on this, that might be her own downfall. Oh my god. Oh, so close. And well, Victoria, probably the smart choice to go for the save here. They had so much money in the bank. Nope, she's playing aggressive, straight into the hands of Zaz. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, pistol round when you and 1 AWP, very difficult to get full value out of that. I've seen it. Not the value part. I've seen AWPs in a pistol round. Very seldom gets the results that you would want. And of course, she knows coming into this next round, they have no cash. So really no sense. So instead, she's just going to be on pistols with the rest of her team. 2 lonely flashes. Not much of an investment, but of course, makes sense. Yeah, no cash here. G2 starting to feel that confidence, starting to really take control of the map here. We're actually starting to see much better communication as well. As this map is kind of ramped up a little bit, they definitely look a lot better on it than I think I expected, considering this is a map that they usually ban. But all that aside, is it going to be enough with this being their CT side? And I mean, this is one of the most CT-sided maps in the pool at the moment. So such a low scoreline. 9 Pandas very possibly could still run away in the second half.
Yeah, I struggle to see how they're going to be able to bring this back. And that's going to be the first overtime, attack walls we've seen coming out during this best of 3. We'll have to have that confirmed, though. I want to see an overtime. Let's get some spicy gameplay in here. Crassie's going to be in a good position to find a ball to kill. Going to go for the spray, but misses. Shoots in between. There's going to be down to Zaz, but she's going to fall as well. Giuliano finds 2. Going for the 3rd and 4th. There we go. Cleans it up. But 2 players going down versus those pistols. That is far too many.
Honestly, yes. For G2, these rounds need to be cleaner. But this is the last round in the half. And well, an interesting time for 9 Pandas to take that time out. But it did, to an extent, mean that they got a little bit more time to chat during that pistol round. With this being the last one, they want to secure it. They want to drive it home. They want to make this next half as difficult as humanly possible for G2. I mean, they made the first half really difficult, right? So if you can really stamp it down, put a claim on it, G2 could be in trouble.
They badly need the 7th round. But even then, honestly, they're going to have to do a lot of work on the T side. 9 Pandas, they know this map very well. Going for the push over towards long. Manka takes the shot, but it's at nothing. Just boosted up here. Going in for another peek as well. She goes for the shot. She misses it. Those are shots you should be hitting. She's going to have to just fall the way back now. There's information going to be coming out from these players as well. Tati goes with the push. The shot's missed as well. She only had 59 HP. That would have been a kill. Even if it was a leg. Carissa down in towards toilets at the moment, holding a short position. She falls, is going to allow a barrage of these players, 3 on the T side to push over towards long, though. They're going to be pushing as well. Carissa goes down. The AWP from Manka is absolutely useless so far in this map. And Giuliano finds one, but it's not going to be enough. 2 players left, Crassie and Zaz, to try and pull this back. 9 Pandas doing a fantastic execution. Crassie looking to try and kill the bomb planter. Unable to do it until post-plant. It does go down 1 over towards long as well. Good post-plant kills. Utility-wise, they have got a smoke, so they can go for that plant. They know there's going to be players situated for the post-plant. Crassie's going to be going up for the peak here. K2 as well. They're going for the spray. Onto the play, onto side as well. Clean, quick, and clinical. The best way to describe 9 Pandas on this map.
That it is. Very unfortunate so far for G2. Not the first half that they would have wanted, but hopefully they'll be able to claw something back in the second. But again, have to reiterate it, right? 9 Pandas moving on to the CT side. This could be detrimental.
I was expecting a little bit more from G2 in this front. They, getting those rounds on the wall, the 6 rounds, that is crucial. I'm excited to be able to see what they do on their T side, Sam, but do you think they can bring it back?
I think there is hope, but it's a very small sliver.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the AWP shots from Manka were missing. all across that map. And I don't like to be too brutal on one particular player because it was a team effort to be able to get those only 6 rounds on the board. But Manka's AWP was definitely not hitting. Let's hop over towards a quick break and we'll see you guys in a minute. All right, welcome back. We're going to be diving into the second half on Overpass in the second matchup here between these two teams, G2 Oya and 9 Pandas. Sam, it has been a blast so far, but what can we expect going into the second half?
Oh, there's a lot of trepidation. There's a lot of fear, I think, if you're a G2 Oya fan. They came through that first half with not the scoreline that they would have wanted. So now on their T side, it is certainly going to be an uphill battle. They like to play fast. They like to play explosive. And on a map that already favors the CTs, that could be, well, it could spell disaster.
Definitely could. Looks like it's going to be an interesting side for G2. Stakes are high. There's no lower bracket here. If they lose this, that's it. They're out. But they get to go out happy. Even if they lose this, they'll still provide some money over towards the charity pot, which is going to be awesome. Either way, we move on. G2, an aggressive approach over towards Long right off the bat, but they're going to be circling back. Fatal might just catch them off guard, peeking in towards toilets. She's got this read like a book. She's going in for the peek here. They're going to be going in. They don't know she's here. Now they do, but is it going to be enough? They do find the kill, but Victoria, she's trying to lock this down. She's missing all her shots. Finally hits one. Keisu as well, going to be chiming in with the kills. And G2, they might just be crumbling because Keisu has their number. She's called it in. Krasi, here's the last two players left alive. Chris is going to be playing aggressive. Chris is going to be coming up from behind, trying to find the kill on towards Banker as well. Going to be able to hit a headshot, but it's not going to be enough with the Glock. Chris is going to be left in a 1v3, bomb in hand. But she's going to have to back all the way off here. Left with very little to work with.
Great pincer from 9Panda. Honestly, fantastic. Pushing out into mid to meet G2 head on. And then you have a player circling in from behind, cutting off any escape. And, of course, creating that crossfire. It's a beautiful start to the CT half for 9Panda. And Kyosa now has the world on her shoulders.
Getting the bomb down is honestly the key here. If she can't do that, this might just be spelling disaster. Pushing straight on. She's going to be planting, and it's going to be slightly open towards long, and, well, that's round.
World on her shoulders. She dropped it. Atlas, she ain't. And it was always going to be a very, very difficult one to try to win out. But that's double digits for 9Panda. That is no bomb down. And that is a ton of cash for 9Panda that G2 do not have. So I'm very curious about how G2 are going to play this. Yeah, okay. Good call. Nothing. One flash. That's all you've got to make something happen here.
Not getting that bomb down. It may just cost them this map, to be honest, going into the second half. But, you know, it depends on a couple of factors here. If they can capitalize on the mistakes on the side of 9Pandas, but it seems like there are going to be very few. 2 kills, maybe a little bit more than one might have expected. The 9Pandas pick up their 11th round as we go into the 18th round. G2 trying the best, but only 6 rounds on the board. They aren't going to be able to buy into this one.
I mean, 2 kills is not terrible. You know, you're doing a little bit of damage there, but much like what I said on Mirage, we're getting to that point where the economy damage is going to be less important. So 9Pandas, of course, have to reinvest here a little bit, still have a big advantage on that regard, and G2 looking again to play this very aggressive style, baiting out a lot of utility from 9Pandas. Oh!
Good initial kill, Victoria. Honestly, being a bit of a star of a show today for me, but Fatal may well be taking over that spot on this map. She's coming in clutch massively. Keisu as well is going to be looking very good. Gets the first kill in that spot. So that's going to be 2 dead now on G2's side. 9Panda is looking very dominant. We wondered what G2 had done in preparation for this rematch after Impact, and it seems like not enough, Sam.
Definitely does seem that way. Again, I keep saying this, but it's such an important point. G2 normally ban this map. So for them to let that ride, not wanting Ancient to be in the pool, it was a very high risk, high reward play. And so far we're seeing all of the risk. Oh, and none of the reward.
They tried to push through, but they're just countered. They're just unable to push through the smoke. The kills ring out, and Crassie's left wondering where her teammates have gone. Left in a 1v5, and she's going to be doing a bit of a YOLO play here, sitting in the smoke, waiting for it to dissipate so she can find some initial kills. The first one rings out, but Tati going to be able to pick up a triple with the MP9. That's an extra $1,800 in a bank, leaving her with 6.9k. That is a lot of cash.
Cash in the back pocket. Rounds slowly ticking up. And that pressure from G2 is just starting to rise. I know that, you know, we watched that interview a little bit earlier, and you know, Cray was saying they don't really feel pressure playing for G2. They just, you know, really happy being part of the org. So at least there's no pressure on that front. But with the way they've been performing, I think they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves just to be better.
Right away, and Nade's going to be coming through. The rifles are just going to be obliterating these players. Tati and her teammates got each other's backs here. Oh, could find a player killed. No, Giuliana unable to find that kill. A little bit unfortunate. Good attempt from G2, but just shut down by 9Pandas. They find the 13th round. It's a very, very short amount of time here for G2 to try and make a comeback, but this has to be the round, Sam.
Absolutely. We talk about last chance saloon. It's my favorite phrase. You need to stop saying it. But not today. Not today. And this is
catchphrase, mate.
You know what? I'm okay with that. That can be my catchphrase. I'll get a cowboy hat and I'll get some dualies, some like 3D printed dualies, and I'll be Last Chance Saloon Nari Mizuki.
Casey's in a good position to find the first initial kill. Going for the second one. It's not going to happen, though. Victoria's going to be completely smoked off. Fatal's going to be in a good counter position. Elizabeth chimes in with one as well. Juliana, Zaz, they're both dead already. Crazy's going to have to play super aggressive, try to find a kill, but gets the damage in. But Tati still survives with 19 points of HP. And we're left with one player. Again, we're barely at the 1 minute 20 mark. Garissa peeking in towards this mid position. It's not going to work. The nade came out. The smoke covered up her position. She falls, and that's back-to-back rounds where 9 Pandas didn't lose a single player. And now the money is not in favor for G2 at all. They have to force into this. They can't not.
Something I find really scary. So we've had 20 rounds played. The entirety of G2 have 17 deaths in 20 rounds, except for Juliana and Zaz, who are on 18 each. Like, these rounds have not been clean. Even the ones that they've won, they're not clean. They're not coordinated, and they're losing too many players. And 9 Panda, they just keep taking advantage of that because they can.
Yeah, the confidence is there, the synergy, which is obviously another sort of key word we've been using today, between the players of 9 Pandas is obviously there. They've got a little bit more time under the belt on average and just across the board. Together as a team, and Giuliano does start it off spicy. Gets the first initial kill, shuts down K2. That's an important player for Victoria. Takes down Zaz. Peeking in towards Party as well. Gets the flick on, but doesn't connect. She's still going to be holding on towards this mid position as well. She's fine with playing aggressive. She knows she's got the skill to be able to try and hit these shots. She spots out one, hits the shoulder. Her position known. They can now go for the double peek on her, but no, instead, Giuliano plays aggressive, gets the kill, but traded down. Damage is done, though. 3v3 advantage technically in the hands of G2. But even then, I have a hard time thinking that, especially with Fatal coming up for backstab. And she's been an absolute star. Let's see what she can pull out the bag here for her team.
Oh,
that's just unfortunate. Sitting in toilets, unfortunately, that is going to get you shot. Elizabeth going to be pushing through the smoke, looking to catch a play off guard, but Crassi gets one, gets two, and all of a sudden, this round has legs on it. Fatal left in a 1v2. If any player could do it today, it's definitely going to be this one. The molly goes down. Is she going to get spotted out? I imagine over towards that position on long. No. Instead, she's able to survive a little bit longer, takes the fight, but doesn't make it. Manka wins that all-important one-on-one.
An important note that the analysts made at the end of the last round was pacing. And this is one of the few rounds where G2 take a much slower approach. Lo and behold, it gets results. Again, not a clean round, right? They only have 2 players surviving at the end of it. It's not the position they wanted to be in. They would have loved to have had that much more strong. But a slower approach, waiting for 9 Pandas to walk into them. Because look how aggressive 9 Pandas have been playing this. Like, they just run into G2. And to be fair, very often it works out. They win the trades. But this time around, G2 are being patient. They allow that to happen, and they win the battles.
There's a good initial nade, but Victoria, she's got an AWP. She doesn't care. She's going to be holding this position, finds the kill. They now know where she is, but is that going to be enough to try and shut her down? Fatal going to be sitting very quiet, just in time to sneak a kill in. Manka goes down. Victoria, another AWP shot rings out, but it doesn't connect. The molly going to be burning her out of her position. Tati going to be coming in from behind. Crassi's going to fall. They just don't expect these players to go in for these ninja spots. And Fatal caught in the crosshairs of Giuliano, but still stays alive. And Zaz left in a 1v4 to try and stop 9 Pandas from getting all-important 15th round on the board, which will lead them up 1 point away from series point. And she can't do anything. Fatal, she's got her number locked in.
Devastation Nation here for G2. Match and series point here for 9 Pandas. Remember, there is no lower bracket. So if G2 cannot rally themselves right here, right now, they're out of this tournament. And that is, I think, a very tough pill for this team of legends of women's Counter-Strike to swallow. But unfortunately, that's the position we find ourselves in, as 9 Panda have maintained control from start to finish. A very broken force out from G2. So little to work with. These opening kills are going to be everything.
Elizabeth stationed up towards the B short position. It's going to be proven to be a little bit difficult to try and unroot her, especially with Tati taking this eager beaver position, but she falls. Will they expect a second player here? They were playing aggressive. There's going to be Fatal peeking in again. If they can spot her out, they might just be able to realize this. No, they do. They get the kill, but it's going to be Elizabeth. The trade-off. Smoke is going to be going down. She's still going to be sitting this aggressive spray through the smoke. She gets another. 2 for 1. That is a painful trade-off.
That was rude.
It just absolutely domed her through the smoke. Fatal being down, though, this early might cause a little bit of concern for these players. Zaz gets the kill. The spray onto Elizabeth. Peeks on in. Victoria up in towards heaven. They haven't smoked it off. They only have a flash. Oh, no, never mind. It was a traveling smoke at that point. Good use of utility. This means they should be able to get onto site. Zaz looking to try and hold down this short position. She knows the player's here. Casey made her presence known. Going in for the peek here. Her rifle's being spotted. The spray comes through. Zaz. 12 bullets left in the magazine. Going in for the shots. You have to be careful here. Has the time to reload. Victoria, the other player here in this 2v3 on 9 Pandas slide. AWP in hand. Unable to really contend with this at the moment. They're going to be backing off. That's going to be the 8th round on the board here for G2.
That's some fancy footwork there from KSU to survive while being fired in at from Zaz. But she does. They manage to hold on to their weapons. Well done, G2. Again, a slightly slower round. A slightly slower approach. Not slow by any means because, well, G2 don't really have a brake pedal. But this time around, it works out very, very nicely in their favor. And a round that they needed to win and a round that they were far less likely to win. And 3 players surviving, 3 players taking rifles into this next round. They're just prolonging this. They're keeping themselves alive. My other catchphrase, the stay of execution. It's not their time just yet. 9 Panda, they're going to be starting to feel the pressure a little bit here because after, you know, losing so many players round after round after round and now finally losing a round, you can see that cash. If they lose this round, they're in a bit of a tight spot.
G2 are going to have to tie a lot of these rounds together. Victoria, if she managed to get this first kill, I could tie this round in their favor. The stack over towards the mid and long position is going to be big. Victoria gets the first shot off, but she misses. She's unable to contend with, but Elizabeth takes down Zaz. And Victoria's still going to be playing aggressive. Keisu as well. They get the kills, and they're just dismantling G2 before our very eyes. Over towards B, we do have the likes of Tati sitting very quietly and carefully at the moment, considerate, waiting for some aggression to come through. The shot's going to be ringing out. Krasi doesn't go down, but she also doesn't get the kill. She leaves this player left alive. The bomb is getting planted, but it's going to be a 5v3 retake. Krasi's going to have to do a lot of work with very low HP. Gets the first kill, ready for the second, can't quite make it work. She badly needed that. Elizabeth still alive and kicking at the moment. They're going to be making their way onto site. This could be the final round. Fatal gets a kill. Kyoso left in a 1v3. She can't do it. That's going to be a GG. Well played, as 9 Pandas best the side of G2 once again. Is not as dominant as their last face-off, but still it's dominant from the side of 9 Pandas, just proven who is the best team here.
That it is, and unfortunately in our casters versus analysts duel, you and I came off on the losing end of that. The analysts were correct, and it was 9 Pandas. The hopium just was not where it should have been, unfortunately. But well done to 9 Pandas once again. I mean, we've known that this is an incredibly strong team. They've been to numerous lands. They're always getting good results. They haven't lost against G2 in the past, with this being like the second time they've played each other in recent times. But regardless, right? Individually, fantastic players. Strategies are there. Synergy is there. Communication is there. And it's all things that G2 have the potential of. They've got it like in their reserve tank. They just haven't had the time or the opportunity to tap into it yet. And that's definitely one of the things that is causing a bit of a kink for them. But hopefully, you know, Impact Season 4 just around the corner, maybe we start to see those improvements.
Well, I'm excited to see, you know, improvements going into next season. But for now, that's going to be it from myself and Sam. We're going to hop over into a quick break, and then you'll be back for the analysts after this.
Gamers, UNICEF and I need you by our side for a real-life mission. A mission to protect the rights of every child. After news cameras have left, UNICEF is here. Every day, everywhere, but particularly where it's needed most. Did you know that more than 170 million children need UNICEF's humanitarian aid this year? At Gamers Without Borders, many of you have already chosen UNICEF, and I thank you for that. Choosing UNICEF is the easiest and smartest decision you can make, because you're investing in a child. And investing in a child guarantees lifelong returns, not only for that child, but also for their community and for our world.
The divisions in the world are stark. Recent years have shown some of the largest natural disasters ever in history. And that really hits hardest the people who had the least to begin with. These people need help. It would be a real tragedy if all these advances in science and health and technology only benefit people in a position to pay for them. There should be no lesser standard if you happen to be poor. These problems can be overcome. Direct Relief is a humanitarian, nonprofit health organization. The focus has been on the least fortunate, most vulnerable people. On a good day, things are tough for a lot of people in this world and in this country. And what we can do is mobilize private resources for their benefit and make it available free of charge. We're the first nonprofit in the history of the United States to obtain accreditation just like a commercial distributor. And it's been expanded geographically to every country in the world and every state and territory of the United States. What's now Direct Relief officially was started in 1948 as a private effort of a war immigrant businessman named William Zimden. The basic guiding principles of a war immigrant businessman really influence what Direct Relief has done ever since, and they begin with just serving the people who need help. We have this great privilege of engaging with people who come in from very different backgrounds, but with the same purpose of trying to just do something good. It doesn't matter if you're typing or talking on the phone or working on the warehouse floor. They're all part of an effort that means something bigger, and that is the fuel that kind of keeps you going. It gives you some sense that there is a way to make meaningful progress, even for a little organization that started at a kitchen table, but that's what provides motivation in life. The notion that many people, just by virtue of where they're born, the color of their skin, the country they live in, they're going to get sicker, they're going to stay sicker longer, and they're going to die sooner. That's pretty good motivation. These issues are too big for any one organization to address. We really work hard to honor these guiding principles, invite people to participate, and we are sure thankful for the thousands of people across the country and world who have become part of Direct Relief by virtue of their participation.
Progress is a race that has no end. After every finish line, another challenge awaits. How can we continue to push innovation in a sport at the forefront of technology? This is how. Discover how Aramco and the Aston Martin Formula One team aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel targets. Aramco, powered by How.
Nine Pandas take home the first victory here at Gamers Without Borders. This women's CSGO tournament really is popping off, and I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. There is plenty of action inbound over the weekend, so hold on to your seats, and I feel like I'm going to have no voice by the end of Sunday. Steph, how excited are you to see these competitors in this kind of tournament with this kind of prize pool?
Yeah, I mean, this tournament is quite unbelievable. To be able to give $2.5 million to charity by women gamers is unheard of in ever, right? So I can't believe some of these talented women are being part of it, and I can't believe we're also part of it.
Yeah, Sapphire, let's focus in on the match that we just witnessed between G2 and Nine Pandas. So you did already mention before we went into this that Overpass was weighing heavily in Nine Pandas' favor, but it just seemed that no matter what G2 did tactically, Nine Pandas were just all over them.
Yeah, you know, they tried to play with the pacing is what we talked about. They slowed it down, but then Nine Pandas was just kind of crushing on the middle, you know, like from all angles. Like you even saw it in that first pistol round. They gave G2 no room to breathe there. The pressure was always on from Nine Pandas. When G2 slowed it down even more, that's when they picked up a round here and there. But again, just Nine Pandas just looked, it was just clean. Everything was clean about it. They were a cohesive unit. They didn't look stressed at all, playing with confidence, getting very aggressive on CT side. And then of course they started T side with 9 rounds. That already puts you in a hole as you go to second half for G2.
It does indeed. And speaking of Nine Pandas, we have the absolute pleasure of being joined by one of their teammates. It is Fatal, your first semi-finalist team from Nine Pandas. Congratulations, firstly. What a great way to start your weekend. How did you and your teammates get mentally prepared for this match today?
I think we just stay together. We just do all you can do and just play the game. It's all. So we're feeling free.
Yeah, so congratulations on the win. Obviously, you have Na'Vi Javelins coming up next. This is a team that you lost to a couple weeks ago. How is the team preparing for this next match and trying to beat Na'Vi?
We just go play a lot of pracs. Maybe we just watch some demos and play a lot of from ourselves this match and something else.
Yeah, your progression has been phenomenal in the last couple of months. You're now, I want to say, at the top of Europe, amongst the best. What have you been working on to get so good in the last couple of weeks?
We just do our job, so I don't know what I need to say about this. We just really hard work. That's all.
That's all you need to do.
Work.
Exactly. Work. Fatal, thank you so much for joining us in your post-match interview. Congratulations once again, and we look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well. Okay, well, Sapphire, we can look into the future for a very brief second, Sapphire, okay? You've already mentioned that they're going to be facing Na'Vi Javelins tomorrow. Now, you know, what was your immediate reaction to knowing that that was the next matchup for them?
Yeah, I mean, the immediate reaction as you look and you see that's the one team that they've lost to in ESL Impact season. Just one loss though, and like Fatal said, they're gonna show up and do their job. It doesn't seem like they're too worried about who their opponent is. They're more worried about themselves. And if we look at these highlights here, like their team is looking really good, really clean. They have a plan. They're going into it. They're not worrying about who they're playing up against.
And in map 2, Steph, did you feel like there were any defining moments for Nine Pandas, or do you feel like it was just dominance throughout?
Yeah, I don't think Nine Pandas was really challenged to the level that they can struggle a little bit to come back. G2, on the other end, what the great news is that they have a great organization that's going to give them all of the support for them to grow and get better. But just the fact that, as far as we know, there's potentially a coach, Jumpy, an ex-professional player, supporting G2, and no pause was taken in the whole BO3, it just shows how this team is still far behind the rest of the circuit. And as we're taking a look at Elizabeth's MVP stats, I have to say, like, she wasn't even the only one in the servers showing up. Victoria, Fatal as well, like pretty much everyone showed up. So for G2 to be able to compete versus teams like 9 Pandas, they're just gonna have to keep working, like Fatal said, work as much as they can to be able to catch up to the rest of the circuit.
Well, Sapphire, everyone has their preferred stats that they like to relish, especially when they put up big numbers. What's the most satisfying stat for you?
I mean, her KD is obviously amazing here, and I think you can tie that very closely to, which we don't have it up here, but I can talk about their opening duels too. Like, Elizabeth is just continually putting her team in an early advantage, taking those early fights, and then the team can back off and they feel comfortable in a 5v4.
Very comfortable indeed. As you saw in that match, we only had 2. It was a clean 2-0, like we've already mentioned, between 9 Pandas and G2. Just for recap, we're going to get the tournament bracket updated for you because one team has already been sent packing, and that team is G2. You've got to show up on the day, Steph. The pressure of live competition can be a huge factor for a lot of these teams, right? And I think that something I wanted to ask you is, how did you cope with the pressure when you're on the day live tournament?
You know, on the day of, I think preparation is key. I think that's what it was lacking for G2. It's not the experience, it was really the preparation. So I'm someone that had routines, you know, drink my tea before, make sure I have a good meal, you know, all these kind of things. So that's probably something that G2 is used to. So the other part is what you can control is definitely everything that has to do with teamwork. And at the moment, unfortunately, it seems like it was lacking a little bit on G2's side.
It was, unfortunately. But you know what? With that, we have our first semi-finalists. And if you're only just joining us, there's so much more action to get into across this weekend here at Gamers Without Borders. So make sure you stick around and we'll be right back.